I was born and raised in church. I am from a lineage of pastors, originally from Florida. Our faith has always been a part of our family, our life. For me, it was definitely a feeling. I was sitting in the back of the church, and I had, it was a women's revival. And I remember whatever pastor or preacher that was up there, it was just saying, give it to God, give it to God, give yourself. And I was leaning on a pew, crying my eyes out, and just, I don't know, like I really felt my relationship with God really ignite.
God, we thank you for Fairbanks. We thank you for leaders here. We thank you for these that are on this bridge, oh God. We thank you for what it is that you're doing, oh God, in the Golden Heart City.
For me, that was my most pivotal time that I can actually say that is when my start of my real relationship with Christ began. You know, after that, maybe like 2 years after that, my father died. I was 7 years old, and he died of leukemia. That's my mom and dad. I don't know what year that was. So that's my mom. That's the church that was right behind my house. And that's my granddaddy. He's preaching, and it was my dad there. And they go my little siblings. They don't want to be there. But I was excited to be there. I feel like for me, accepting who Christ was in my life actually helped me pivot and helped me, you know what I'm saying, cope with this unknown grief that I began to experience. One of the things that every church should be is a community of family members. Because to be honest with you, while the church is a community, the church is in the middle of a dysfunctional community. And so the only functionality that some people may have is that of the church. People come from broken homes, so they should not come to a broken church or a broken system or a broken organism. And we try to make for sure that what we put out is something that is together, something that represents kingdom. So James tells us, James 2, it says, faith without works is dead. A lot of folks that come in for food distribution rarely ever come to our Sunday gatherings or our Wednesday gatherings. And I'm totally okay with that. Not only do we provide food, but we're in the works of actually getting children and providing them, letting them know how to grow a garden, and then cooking class as well. I like the area in which the church can serve in, and we're serving in different components. NAACP, that's civil rights, justice, being an advocate. Here it is, meeting food needs, that's trying to meet their needs and really trying to be the full church, and not just be one church that fulfills one need. That is one of the concepts, and that is something that God tells us to do, is take care of where you're at, you know what I'm saying? So that it can be reproducing for not only your generation, but the generations to come. Way in Alaska, farthest northern city probably participating in this Black Lives Matter campaign, we saw change, and that change affected us. And then two, it kind of just shows you if someone is affected, if the human race is affected, it affects everybody. Bible says that he's come that we might live life and live life more abundantly. Who is he? Christ. We understand that we're not living, we don't have him in our life. And so our life should never be bound. We should never walk in poverty. We should never walk in despair. We should never walk in lack. But some of us do until we actually find out who we are. So we push them to understand who they are. Understand your identity. Understand what you're made of and the power and the authority in which you have. That is how you break curses. That is how you start healing. And that is how a community can be unified.
We have to be able to create community. Right? We have to be able to create community. When Jesus began to start creating discipleship, disciples, what he was establishing was community. And when we look over this church, I want y'all to take a look at this church. This is community. It ain't all black people. It ain't all natives. It ain't all whites. It ain't all Asians. It's a mix of everything. It ain't just men, it ain't just women, it ain't just kids, it's a mix of everything. It's not just folk in the military.
So somebody's gonna be coming in soon.
Okay.
So we're going to wait.
Is it God?
No.
God's already here.
That was a good one.